What's up, guys? Craig Mack here. So, doing my fall honey extraction, and I got all my supers pulled and just putting out some empty frames, some drawn frames, but that have been extracted for the bees to clean up. I thought I'd show you. I don't know if you can hear it. You most certainly can once you get out here. There's just a billion bees out here today. And there's my supers getting cleaned out. See, there's bees all over my all over my beans. And certainly all over the supers. And they'll do a fantastic job getting this stuff cleaned up and ready for winter storage. They really could care less about me. And you can see over here, the reason why all these bees are here is they're cleaning themselves off. You can see, if you pay attention to them individually, you can see them, cleaning themselves, all the sticky off from being in the midst of all this mess. And they'll get these things spotless. Absolutely spotless. It's a lot of bees. Now, usually, it's recommended if you do this to keep them away from your hives, because it can instill robbing behavior, kind of a frenzy to the other colonies. I do have some colonies up top here that are small, but they're kind of away from this area, and I haven't had any trouble with the bees being robbed out up there. And of course, the bees on the roof all have plenty of honey up there, and I do have some remaining cutout honey that I think I'm going to put out just as a supplemental feed. I do not like to feed processed sugar if I can avoid it. I do, in fact, feed sugar syrup in the spring when I do my splits if I'm late on honey. And I don't feed them anything crazy over the winter. No pollen patties, no sugar syrup, none of that stuff. I don't kind of agree with too much in the way that supplemental feeding. I am considered a commercial beekeeper, but at the same time, I'm not running 1,000 hives. I got about 70 at this point, which is probably about what I'm going to stay at. I'm going to try to probably keep it at under 100 or less, just because of time, at least for now. Next season, we'll see how things go. This season, I got up to almost 70 colonies, really without trying, between cutouts and splits and swarms. I only made one split of my bees that survived last year, and didn't have to go any further than that. So next season I'll split more. Of course, I'm hoping more survivors. Last year went into winter with 30, came out with 19. This year I'm going in with close to 70. I'm hoping to be, about at 35, half. I'm anticipating half loss. So if it's more, great. If it's less, even better. So, supplemental feeding, I see a lot of questions this time of year on all the beekeeper pages. Now, I'm only second-year beekeeper, but I kind of go about it as simply and as easily as I can. Now, for me, avoiding that stuff is just one less thing that I have to worry about. Of course, that does mean you got to make sure you leave your bees with enough honey if you do harvest. That's so that they have enough for the winter and into the spring next year. So this is how I feed my bees. This little picnic area around my gardens works pretty well. Keeps the bees kind of centrally located in this area. They go up and out, and I'm standing right in the middle of all this, and they're not bothering me at all. So that's how I do it. Today I'm pouring candles and processing some wax. I'm waiting on jars for the remainder of my honey. I got about, I guess I'm pulled about 200 pounds for fall this year. When I get 8, well, there's 2, 4, 6, 8. I got 13 5-frame supers, so that's what, 65 frames, and then I got another 8, so I think I'm pulling 73, 75 frames, something like that. By the math, they weighed out to be something about right about 2 pounds per frame. They were spaced tight. Next year I'm going to space them wider, just to make it easier on uncapping, and it'll be less frames I got to spin. But so far so good. Happy with the honey harvest, happy with the health of the bees, happy with everything. In spite of this year, it's been a great year for me personally. As far as my bees and business goes, you know, it's doing what I was hoping it was going to do, and building from last year and into next year. So great fun. The dogs aren't exactly thrilled with all the bees zipping around out here, but they're patiently waiting to come outside. The bees don't bother them. They don't bother the bees too much either. So all good. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, check us out on social media, and enjoy your fall.